another live tarot reading for you guys. And I had started to record a moment ago, but there's a lot going on outside. I needed to pop off for a minute. If it gets a little bit loud in here, I may have to do the same thing. I'm going to do my best with it, though. Those of you who want to donate, this is very much appreciated this time. Just want to put that out there first and foremost. All donations, big or small, are appreciated at this time. And I'm still offering private readings, so if you wanted to get a private reading, you could just visit my website, OracleDaphne.com. You can also book it through my Etsy shop. It's Birds Fly, and that's got 2 R's. I'm a little bit behind on trying to get the links and stuff going underneath these videos. I just keep seeming to like run out of time. But you know, if you want the link to my Etsy shop, it should be available in the comments like a day or so after these posts. But if you just, search Etsy and then Oracle Daphne, you should find it. Also, if any of you want to ask questions, it's for these live readings. If I'm doing a live recording, I'm happy to answer questions, but you will need to first put the question, so I'm not waiting, in the chat, in the live chat, and then also send a payment through Venmo for $25. You can also send it through PayPal or Cash App for $25 if you want me to answer a question live. I am structuring these as pick a card readings so that I have some continuity, and I did pull 3 cards. And I was just on here recording a moment ago, so I'm going to basically show the 3 cards that I pulled, and hopefully you'll maybe resonate with group 1, 2, or 3. And there's 3 cards, so just gonna jump in. This is group 1. This is group 2, and this is group 3. So those of you who are rewatching later in time, go ahead and take a moment, pick, which group that you resonate more with, and, you can watch through. Some people, it's okay if you watch all 3, doesn't bother me, it's up to you how you want to do it. When I watch any kind of videos, I always kind of just randomly pick a spot, and that's usually an accurate moment, for me. Yeah, so group 1, card 1, we have this card here, which is the Direction Guardian. And to me, this is about having options and trying to figure out what you want to do. Now, this is like, the metaphor is the compass. I see this as a compass, card. So essentially, it's one of those strange things where people take, kind of hem and haw, try to take stock of like what direction they want to go in, and sometimes it's very difficult because maybe they have more than one thing that they want to do. This can indicate, trying to plan a trip, or for some people this is planning a move or trying to figure out if you do want to move. The trip thing is very clear, like it's coming through very clear. It came through when I started recording just a moment ago. So that's, for most of you, it's planning a trip somewhere. I'm not sure where that would be. Again, it's going to be different for everyone because all 4 directions are showing up. We've got north, south, east, west. So for many of you, it's more south. That's the energy, like the pole is south or southwest. But oh, okay, so the other thing too is those of you who are trying to figure out what you want to do in life, this is, really needing to use your intuition. It's not about like, some of you are really in your head about stuff. And, like before I move anywhere, what I usually do is I write out, like I make these, like I draw out like these boxes, and I fill the boxes with like how much it's going to cost. So like say I need $600 for shipping, and I need $1,200, that goes in one box, and I'll need $1,200 for hotels and food, and that's in another, and then I'll draw another box, and that'll be, miscellaneous expenses that, like $140 for my car, things like that. And there's, that is helpful, and it kind of gives you direction when you plan. So for some of you, planning is absolutely necessary. It's definitely necessary, but figuring out, where you want to go, what trip you want to do, to me, that's there is an intuitive process there, and I wouldn't discount that. So if you're called to go someplace, go. If you feel drawn to someplace, that's you're going to resonate. Whatever happens, whether it's good or bad, you're going to resonate. So there's I want to pull some other cards for group 1. You have this 5 of Wands coming in from the outside. The 5 of Wands is, having a lot of things to do, having a lot of things on your plate. This is kind of beating the world off with a stick. A long time ago, I used to say that this was kind of like falling down a rabbit hole a little bit, where, you go to the post office and they're closed, so you can't mail your package. And then you go to like the UPS store to try to mail your package, but they need, like, you need to buy a box for it or something, a special box, so you buy the box and you ship your package, but then, you realize that you're late for a meeting, and then so you have to call and reschedule the meeting, and then somehow, you call and reschedule, and, hey, Liptika, thanks so much. Yeah, that's a fan in the background. Yeah, that's my heater. I'm gonna turn it off. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna set the phone down for a second. Hang on, guys. Is that helpful? Is that better? I need to get back on track with my train of thought. I think I lost my train of thought. Oh, so I was telling a story about, like, this card, this 5 of Wands energy, and it's kind of just like a never-ending rabbit hole where things happen in kind of like a domino effect. It's not necessarily bad, but it's just usually like, your day can kind of spin, like life can kind of spin out of control. And on certain days like that, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to call it. I'm going to call it. The show is over. The game is over. We're done. And I'm like, okay, I've had enough. And I call it. This can also be, okay, so for some of you, this is someone coming back into your life, whether you're wanting it or not. If people ask me, is he going to come back? This is the card that shows up in this position, usually, if that's the case. Now, for some of you, you're not going to want this. And others, you are going to want this. It just depends. There's a lot of like drive here. There's some kind of drive that's making this person like want to come back into your life. And I'm not sure what that is. Could be passion focused. Usually the Wands energy is very passion focused. So it could be that. Gotta check my chat here. They are doing construction, guys, just so you know, downstairs. So if you hear any noise, that's why. We also have the Knight of Swords energy meeting up with this 5 of Wands. And the Knight of Swords to me is, fighting the good fight. There's a moral code to the Knight of Swords. This can also be going head to head with someone, going into the fray. I don't know what the fray is going to be. Like some of you, this is getting swept up in some kind of thing, maybe on Twitter, or like, getting swept up in some kind of, I don't know. Like it feels like a little bit of drama. And it feels like, it feels like both the Knight of Swords and the Five of Wands person is really focused on what they're trying to get accomplished. But they don't realize that if they worked together, they would be so much more successful. So this could be someone that you have a difficult time at work, or this could be someone that you're having a difficult time, in your family or in your surroundings. It doesn't have to be male, but this is very male energy. So, you might clash with someone. This could be a clash. It doesn't matter where it is, but it's a clash of masculine energy. That's what I'm seeing. Some of you are planning on a move or thinking about a move. That's the reoccurring theme of group 1. You do have the Eight of Pentacles as the foundation, which I really like to see. Eight of Pentacles can indicate working 40-hour work week. Maybe this is, what you were doing in the past. Because it's in the foundation, you might return to doing something that you did once in the past. Maybe it's a job that you once did. I'm getting a tingle on that. So maybe like, I don't know, maybe you're getting called back, in. Maybe the recruiter reaches out to you again and says, you know what, we've got this open position. We want you back. Or something like that. Or just returning to kind of work the same field that you were in before. Like, so for instance, I was doing healthcare for 3 years. So if the recruiter reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to come back? Then I would, have to talk about that with them and potentially jump back in. It just depends on each person. I feel like that's gonna apply for someone. I got confirmation on that from my guides for someone. Oh, thanks so much, Sandeep. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, people have been complimenting me on how I appear, my appearance and stuff, and I think it's because, I don't know, like I do feel like I've changed a lot as a person, and I've grown a lot, and I say, I'm kind of more what I call my cousin Terry, my older cousin Terry, who I tried to reach out to. And the funny thing is I didn't really ever expect to turn into my cousin Terry. And it's funny that that's what happened. That's who I turned into. I turned into my cousin Terry. And she had the most beautiful hair and the most dazzling green eyes. And I didn't realize that I had turned into her until New Year's Eve. When I came back to my house and I was like, this is weird. I feel weird. Why do I feel so weird? It was like I had stepped into the older version of myself, but I didn't expect the older version of myself to be like my cousin Terry. I thought, this is going to sound funny, I thought that in some way I was forever going to be this person who's just really not quite together, and maybe like, I don't know, a little bit scrappy and a little bit rough around the edges. And like cousin Terry was always very, in my mind anyways, very like refined. She had more refined. She was more, I don't know, graceful. Whereas I didn't feel, I mean, it's to say that I'm I'm not saying I'm not scrappy and I'm not rough around the edges, but I'm more my cousin Terry than I once was, basically, to tell you that. So, okay, moving on to group 2. Group 2, those of you who are still listening, we are moving on to group 2 here. So group 2 was this card, and this is the Six of Cups. Just so you guys know, if there's anyone who's watching who wants me to answer personal questions, you will need to send, well, first, put your question in the comments in the live chat, and then second, you will need to Send a payment through Venmo for $25. Venmo is really fast. I prefer Venmo or Cash App when I'm doing live readings, but you could also send it through PayPal. I'll get notified and I'll see it right away. The Six of Cups, going on to the Six of Cups. You know, to me, this is taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, making sure everybody's fed, making sure that, you know, all the dishes are done and the laundry is done and everybody's had their meals and everybody's going to bed at a certain time and there's like routines and structures. And, you know, the Six of Cups to me is a very comforting card. You know, I like to see this card. You know, there's money coming in. Usually it's a slow trickle. It's not like a lot. And usually people who get this card, and I'm getting confirmation on that, usually people who get this card, they see more money later in time, or they don't see that more money is coming. It could be like a steady flow of income that's like a small amounts, you know. And we've got a lot of background noise. We also have the Justice card coming out here too. It's very strange. I'm just gonna pull some other cards to see what I get. Hi BS7, thanks so much for joining. I'm really hoping that the noise is not too distracting. I'm trying to read with it and see what else I get. If you're asking a personal question, first of all, I'm not sure about the personal question that you're asking. This is BS7. If you're asking a personal question, it doesn't make sense. You want to know how Preeti feels? Okay, no, first of all, okay, I'm not sure who Preeti is, but the thing about that question is it can't be a third party question. So like if you're trying to find out if, let's just say Bob has feelings for Debbie, then I can't answer that question because that's what I would call a third party question. You can only ask if it's related to you. So let's just say if you are, let's say like for instance in my example, if you're Bob and you have feelings for Debbie, or if you're Debbie and you have feelings for Bob, or if you want to know if Bob has feelings for you, if you want, or you know, if you want to know if Debbie has feelings for you. But it's not like where I can do a third party question, because third party questions really just gets you kind of into trouble because it's private information between the other people, and that's where I don't go there. I'm not sure if you're understanding what I'm saying. Hopefully that makes sense. So are you Preeti or are you Ballroom? Who are you? Okay, so BS7, you're asking several questions here. Number one, it's $25 per question. And since you have more than one question, you're more than welcome to schedule a private reading with me. I can only do one question per person in these live chats. Okay, so you basically want to know if Preeti has feelings for you. Bottom line. I can answer that question if you'd like, but you need to send a payment through Venmo for $25 because I'm no longer doing these questions for free. I started off that way, but I'm at a point where people aren't sending donations. People were not sending donations. People were taking advantage of the fact that I was reading for free. And so that's not having that right now. Right. So BS7, if you'd like me to look, you can send a payment through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App for $25. I want to continue on reading these other energies, though, because there are other energies showing up. We have the High Priestess as the outcome for group 2. And the High Priestess to me is about using your intuition. It is the light worker. It is the truth. To me, it's like the truth coming out. It is also to me, there's a thing about being a little bit ungrounded. Sometimes the energy can get too high. So make sure that, especially if you're a light worker, that you're grounding your energy every day somehow. Whether it's going for a run, going for a long, slow walk, or whether it's doing some yoga. Because I feel like some of you, the energy is too high. Like your energy is like way, way, way up here, and it needs to come back down into your body. You can ask, you can say, please energy come back down into my body, and basically you will feel that it's doing that. There is something about a crown chakra here. I'm seeing a lot of crown chakra activity. Some of you do get downloads. Some of you do get information. This is going to sound very strange, but I do see someone showing up with flowers. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but I see someone showing up with flowers. Or offering something. There is a lot of romance coming in. This is interesting. Okay, so do you see these two birds? We have this white bird and this dark bird, and there's this flower in between them. There's something about romance here that's showing up. So I'm starting to get, there's so much noise. I'm starting to get distracted, guys. Can you guys hear all that? Oh, hey, Christy. Thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate it. The noise has stopped for a moment. I'm not sure if I should come back. Maybe in a little while when it's quieter. What do you guys think? Can you guys, is that distracting? Can you hear all that in the background? Yeah, I think it's too distracting for me right now. I'm going to have to come back. Appreciate the love and support, guys. It's just too noisy, I think, with the construction downstairs. But yeah, we'll leave off there. I will get to group 3 if you chose group 3 and another live. I will pick up this card where I left off. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Yeah, it's like super loud. I'm going to get going. Have a good day, guys. Take care. All the best. Bye, guys.